I forgot about that god awful sound. Now recording.
Holy
so-
shit! It has been so long since we've done an episode.
How long has it been? Like at least like 3 months.
It's been long enough for us to kind of refresh ourselves.
Reboot. You know, put a new battery in.
For real though, okay? Listen, 2020 has been a fucking wild ass ride. Like,
oh
Jesus.
my god.
And then they had to end Haikyuu, so it's like that's why we're here. Steven Universe ended, Haikyuu ended. Like
maybe Rebecca and Fudadante got together and they were like, you know, we already know 2020 is gonna be a trash year, so let's just kind of stop it right here.
Fudadante went a little too far into the year though, making it all the way to July. That was a mistake.
He tried to keep it going, but then all of those fake spoilers kept coming in, and I couldn't tell which one was real.
I couldn't tell which one was real. I can't stand fake squirrels. Squirrels?
I love squirrels.
It's my favorite kind.
By the way, me and Rachel literally like 30 minutes ago drove by your parents' house, so there's that.
Why the hell were you guys all the way up there? That's not
Well,
nowhere near where you guys live. Like, what the fuck? That's the complete opposite direction of everything in the world compared to where you live.
We were just dealing with the cartel and
okay, fair. That would be there. Yes.
we were giving them some guns. An awesome drive, like, except we drove by this one house and this guy like instantly ran inside. We're like, whoa, what's going on? Wait, so what are we doing this episode about again? I remember you like telling me or asking me, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a month. So
yeah, it has.
So Haikyuu has officially ended. It's done. It's over. The last chapter's out. There's nothing left to the story.
What?
Yeah, it's over. Hashtag shut it down. Yeah, it's done.
Hashtag shut it down? Is it a real hashtag?
Shut it down.
Hashtag shut it down.
Wow. I mean, that actually makes more sense than shut it down, because when you do shit, it does come down.
Right?
Right, yeah, so... You know what, we're gonna record 100 more episodes of Beachstreet, CROWS, and it's gonna have absolutely nothing to do with Haikyuu or Steven Universe. It is just gonna be us bullshitting for 30 minutes every day. Okay.
They gonna get it.
So I figured what we could do, and it's been a while, we can go back and do an episode for both Steven Universe and Haikyuu, and we can talk about our favorite moments, our favorite characters, anything that really kind of stood out to us. Just kind of like a memorial episode dedicated to these two franchises.
Really sad.
I know, I'm sad now.
Oh, wow.
R.I.P.
I mean, sure.
Steven.
Steven!
You are your mom.
Oh my god, I completely forgot we created that masterpiece.
That is literally the greatest song of all time.
It is, and I love that you made the last minute decision to put it in. Actually, it probably wasn't last minute. You were probably thinking since we made that song, like, God, I gotta fit it in there somewhere, but I just don't know what episode I'm gonna fit it in at.
Hey, we have many more great songs coming out for you guys.
Yeah.
That's only the beginning, I promise.
I've even thinking about like doing Steven Universe twinkle sound effects as like the start of a beat. I don't know. Cringe.
What are you talking about?
Let's just keep going.
What is the Steven Universe twinkle sound? Did you say tinkle or twinkle sound? Is there a tinkle sound for Steven Universe?
Steven goes pee.
What? This is the episode that gets us canceled.
If the other ones haven't already.
Yeah, we've had some doozies, but this one's going out uncut. Bam! Except for that thing I said I was going to cut earlier. The rest of it's going to be uncut. Boom. It's been so long since we've done an episode that I'm motivated, but I also am not at the same time. Like, does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah, like refreshed, but I don't like. It's also been a long time since I've watched Haikyuu or Steven Universe. Yeah, because we've been doing other things, and we both still love the franchises, but we've also got to do our lives.
This is a post-quarantine BCC.
It's not even post-quarantine yet. We're still in phase 1.
Did you see Inslee was like, nope, not till November.
Oh well. What are we gonna do about it? You know, I mean, at least we
Yeah,
can still vote. You know, Hong Kong completely
oh my
postponed
God.
their elections for at least a year. So,
What even, why? Like
well,
that,
I mean, I could tell you why, but it'd be a whole episode.
the BCC educating on Hong Kong's current issues. The
Uh,
BBC
the BBC.
for like a parody.
Oh my God! Why have we not done that yet? Why have we not done a parody? Well, I guess it's kind of parody news stuff is kind of overdone. The
Yeah.
Onion's got that shit on lock. We don't need to like step into their turf.
Turf.
Their turf.
Side note, fun fact about the word tinkle. My older sister lives on Tinkle Street, so you might have to edit that out. I'm sorry.
Okay, I really didn't know where that was going because you're like, fun thing about Tinkle, my older sister, and I'm like, no.
You're like, I'm about to take you out of the chat.
You're about to hear the bloop bloop of me leaving chat. Yes, yeah. My dog's name is Yachi, in case you guys don't know this yet. And she is very annoying right now, constantly jumping on my chair as I try to record. So
Yucky.
oops, she heard me do that. She's here.
Oh no,
What a
she's riled up
beautiful
now.
girl. She's
hyped.
ready. She's ready. Yes, I named my dog Yachi after Yachi from Haikyuu.
But now Haikyuu is over.
But now Haikyuu is over. Okay, what show do we want to talk about first? Do we want to talk about Steven Universe or do we want to talk about Haikyuu?
Let's talk about Haikyuu. Like, we've already known from the beginning that people are here for Haikyuu.
If you're Steven Universe, if you are here listening to this podcast for Steven Universe,
we appreciate you. That's the other half of this podcast.
Yeah, I don't want people to think that we don't like Steven Universe. We do. That's what got this thing going. But hang on. Let me see if Chris wants to join. Chris, frag me softly. Do you want to join an episode right now to talk about Haikyuu?
Why do you sound exactly like the Call of Duty guys? Like, mission failed.
That's what I was going for.
Well, you did it.
Yes. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. I've achieved my life's work.
You have ascended to the next level.
I've ascended. Let's see if he responds before we. This is just going to be you know what? This episode's not going to be about anything. This is going to be us touching base.
Honestly,
we have not been able to stay on track.
It's been so long, you know. Like, you can't just I guess you could just start up, but
how cool is it that an Argentinian team has an Oikawa jersey? Like, Oikawa is part of their team now, and they're actually giving it away. This probably, the giveaway is going to be done before the time this episode's out, but they actually have a giveaway. There's also a Korean band for you K-pop stans or whatever you call yourselves. Just released a video. There was a fan vid of one of them singing the theme song to Haikyuu, but they've actually released like a video recently, and it starts out with them like on a volleyball court in black and orange.
Do you know what's so crazy? I've been seeing a lot of like social media influencers or even like people in the community I'm in on Twitter post stuff about Haikyuu or like be like, oh, that guy looks like Tanaka or like this and that. I'm like, what? Other people watch Haikyuu?
I know, right? It's so crazy. When I first got into Haikyuu, I didn't realize it was going to blow up into this worldwide phenomenon. And I'm really glad it did, because it really is a show that I think, for the most part, all ages can enjoy. And it has a lesson for everyone, regardless of your age, regardless of where you are in life, regardless of where you're from. So I'm actually really glad that it blew up. I think it deserves it.
We always seem to plan these podcasts at the perfect time. Like, I'm not even saying this one in specifically, but like all of the podcasts we've done, we always choose them at the perfect time. I don't know like how that happens.
Well, it was like when you guys started Let's Talk Avatar, which, guys, if you haven't listened to Let's Talk Avatar, now's your chance. Subscribe, download, listen, review.
Just warning you, the sound quality will be better. We are coming back on August 14th. If this is up before then, I don't know when this is going to be posted, but if it's already out, then you should give it a listen. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys are moving, right?
Yeah. So that's
I don't know why I asked you that. I know you are. That was me, like,
a confirmation.
Yeah, the confirmation question. That's exactly what that was.
Thank God. I can't wait. Even being here 2 more days is like kill me. Yeah.
Hey, when are you guys gonna? Okay, I'll edit this out. What time? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you guys are gonna listen to it. Nah, what time are you guys moving? What time, so I can be there to help you guys?
They said that they'll be done with the apartment at 9:30, so we can actually move in at 9:30. Rachel said she wants to be there by 9:30, but knowing my sleep schedule, I'll try to be there at the same time, but I'm not making any promises.
Mood.
Also, I work that day, so it's like I'm not trying to wake up early and then be tired the whole day at work. So I don't know. I'll find a balance somehow.
How is work going, by the way? Oh.
It's the same monotonous stuff. It's super easy, but it's just the same thing every day. So I try to find ways to make it go by fast, but it's just the same thing.
I mean, on the bright side, you're getting paid because by the sounds of our governor, I'm not going to be working at all this year.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah.
COVID-19.
Your job. How's that going?
Yeah, my not having a job because of coronavirus. It's been going great. I've been focusing on school. I took extra classes. Started my my foreign language class finally, and I'm in my second term now. Doing a couple.
Wait, you added more classes, even though okay, you're like I don't even understand.
Which I did more classes than everyone else, but I didn't realize I
You're
had
like,
signed
"Fuck
up for more
them."
classes than I was supposed to. I thought I was signed up for the right amount. It turned out I signed up for more than I was supposed to. It's been a while
You're
since
like-
I've been to college. I forgot what it was like.
You're like, you're a rarity. No one's ever done this before.
Oh my god. I'm not signed up for that many classes this term though, because I was expecting to go back to work.
I do see that you've been posting more on your fiction press.
Oh, that's right. You're subscribed. Yeah, I've in the middle of finals week actually. I wrote like 30,000 words and it's only been like a month and I've written like 30,000 words, which isn't too bad. For a book that is pointless. It's just like some meandering, nonsensical bullshit. But it's been fun to write. So,
But you're still like doing it, that's good.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've talked about this before. The most important thing is that if you're creating in some way, whichever way you create, it doesn't have to be a quote unquote art form. As long as you're doing something that is creative, it's so therapeutic for you. It's the meaning of being a human, really.
Yeah. One moment. Could I respond to one of the dev hoes? Hold on. What I like to do when I get stuck with a shape that looks too simple is a break of the. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
Okay, no, you do what you got to do.
I feel bad. He only messaged me because he saw I was online, and I'm like, fuck.
No, go ahead. This is great. This is Isaac's life, guys, right here. This is staying in. Devos. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's like J6 joined your channel. I'm like, I didn't mean it. Okay, sorry. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Doing what you love.
Doing what you love, that's what you're doing right now. You have elevated yourself to where you want to be. Is that how you feel right now?
Yes.
For real?
No. I don't think I'll ever feel that way. I
same.
felt that way for like a day, and then I was like already comparing myself, like the jealousy came in and all of this, just regular human day, isn't it? It just sucks because it's like I feel like I can never get to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm really doing this. When everyone around me is like, you're finally doing what you love, and I'm like, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's like nothing's ever good enough, even if it's exactly what you wanted.
That's such a artist problem to have.
You're like, you're such an art hoe.
But I think that's good. I think that's the mentality. Well, it's not. As long as it's not self-destructive. I think that having the mentality that you can get better is good. But with you, yeah. I'm sure you're. You can be a Tanaka about it. Or
that would be ideal.
Yeah, if you can have, or even like a Hinata type mentality, since we're on BCC. Where you want to get better and you strive to get better and you see each challenge and each obstacle as something that's positive.
A lot of what I've been doing recently is commenting on other people's stuff in the community, just leaving like nice little things or giving tips, or even like there's this guy that DM'd me and was like, hey, can you like review this? And I was like, oh, sure. And he revealed to me that he's actually been a fan of my work for a while. He just didn't want to like bother me. And I was like, no.
Cool is that?
I know that like severely boosted my ego. I had to come down for a moment, but like honestly, and then the next day I was like, I'm trash. But it's really been helping me to, as soon as I think that way, to just instantly turn into a positive and like comment on that person's thing and be like, this is so good, like keep doing what you're doing type thing, because that helps me get out of that mindset, and it just after I post that, I like completely forget about it.
Wow, you've grown a lot in the last 6 months then.
Oh, no choice but to. Either don't or just keep going forward.
I don't think that's quite how you meant to say that, but
That's not. I don't know how to talk. So that hasn't changed about me. Woo! How are you dealing with like the creative side and like choosing to do what at what time, whatever, just your whole creative schedule?
you know, I don't really have one. My schedule devolved into schoolwork. I mean, 8 hours a day of schoolwork. It was just an
Yeah, that's a
absurd
lot.
amount. While still taking care of my Hong Kong stuff, and then of course local things now as well. Being my little shithead activist self, and I have some family stuff that came up, so
Yeah.
it hasn't been. I haven't had as much time, but I think that instead what it's turned into is like sprinting for me. Like I will sit down, and it used to be so like when I was writing Never Heroes. I'm still writing Never Heroes. I'm never gonna not be writing Never Heroes. I don't think at this point. Sometimes I would just spend quite a long time on a chapter, and a lot of that had to do with trying to make sure everything flowed and made sense and all this shit because I really cared. And then I started this other piece that is a little more slice of life. It's a little more fluid, so to speak. It's a lot of fun. I've never had so much fun writing, I think, in my life, and it shows because I sit down and I will write 5,000 words in a sitting, which is not what I used to do. That would be something I'd be stretched out over a week or two. And I think a lot of that has to do with because of school, because I was forced to. I was writing, and like the amount of writing I had to do in school is absurd. And I was really kind of training myself to get back into writing because I hadn't done any writing for quite a while. As you know, you get the emails, so you know this. I kind of
Yeah.
just sort of fallen out of it. It happens, especially with writing. It's one thing that I've the ebbs and flows like crazy. But I had to sit down and I'm writing. I mean, like an absurd amount of essays a week because of school. And I was just flying over the word count every time. The word counts were like pedestrian bullshit. I'm like, you can't even make a point in this amount of words. So I'm going to be like 3 times over it and you're going to have to read it, professor. And it was nice because the classes were, one of the classes I had was ethics in a digital age, and it focused a lot on data privacy, on digital surveillance, and that kind of stuff. They talked about like China's social credit system, which is really interesting to me, as anyone that listens to me talk politics knows. So I had an opportunity to talk about, and then automation and job losses through automation and stuff like that. So it was an opportunity to talk about topics that were naturally interested me, that I got to choose the topics, which was cool. And
That's
then
awesome.
political science. I mean, you know me when it comes to political science. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if I have to write 10 essays in a week. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it in one sitting, and it's going to be effortless. So I think that kind of like kickstarted me. It's weird how like the being forced to do it and being forced to do the uncreative side of writing made me want to do a super fluid, super creative, super unstructured book.
Yeah, it's almost like you think it should drain you of all of your energy, creative energy, but you're not, because you're not using your creative side as much. It's like just because it's the same kind of concept, like you're still writing, doesn't mean that you don't have that like creative side coming in, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It was almost like the being forced to write all those essays for school was like training me to get back into the creative side, That's what it felt like.
Not to take away from your talk and all that, but I've kind of been going through the same thing where it's like you're kind of forced to do something that you don't really want to do, but it's in the same field that you like, it's your hobby, it's your life pretty much. But then you instantly have this random amount like of creativity just going through you afterwards, and you can just keep going for hours.
Yeah, it's so weird how that works. And I think it takes me back to last year, about this time last year, actually, when we were all piled up in your room, all like 10 of us,
Oh my god.
before this podcast
That's
was
almost a
even dreamed
year.
of. It has been a year since this one specific date. I'd have to look up, but I'm fairly certain.
Oh, August 25th.
Yeah, that's when we launched.
Oh
Yeah, how crazy is that? So
my.
July, and I had just quit my job in July. So July for me especially, that was the like, okay, and I think you had just quit too. So it was kind of like a we're all in mentality. And even it's so interesting because we sat down, we had to do work. Like it wasn't like, I think people see podcasting and they see creating this small business and stuff because we're passionate about art. We're passionate about the bullshit we talk about on podcasts and whatnot, which none of the podcasts we started with are even around anymore. So
I was just thinking the same thing.
This is the longest running podcast by far.
Yeah.
Well, I think Avatar will overtake it, but we had to do a lot of bullshit that we didn't want to do. We had to learn a lot of things that we didn't want to learn, but it like propelled us into these long days and long nights, and we would just be so motivated, man. I mean, we would be working at it for 12 to 16 hours. Like there was days when we were at it for a long time.
It would just fly by. I don't know about you, but for me, it was like, whoa, that felt like only 2 hours went by. And it was like the whole day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is, and it's such a great feeling too, because you're actually working on something that, which I'm sure you're feeling this at least a little bit, I hope, in your current artistic endeavors. When you're working on something that because I know you wanted to work on that stuff for a long time, when you get a chance to actually do that, it's my computer just almost shut off.
The computer's like, nope.
Like you're not allowed to finish this fucking topic. Yeah, it really just propels you into another realm, the next level of
it sounds
work
crazy,
ethic.
but like it's true. You enter this new state of mind where you're like, I have to work. Like this is just me now. Like I don't have any problems working on this. Like nothing's stopping. Nothing's holding me back anymore.
I gotta go drink water.
This is the jacket. What? This is the Jackie drinks water stream.
This is a stream where you listen to Jackie drink water for 30 minutes.
Get ready for the ASMR.
The ASMR, the water drinking. Prepare yourself.
The crunch of the water bottle.
Yeah, it's like it's like one that I put in the freezer because it's like 115 degrees outside.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking hot, dude.
Melting.
Oh my god, this whole week has been fucking miserable. Oh my god, and I have to go to my parents' house and do so much shit, but I'm like, it's too fucking hot. Like, it's waiting until it's not 115 fucking degrees outside.
It's not even August yet. Like, that's the sad thing about it.
This fucking end the world, please.
Fuck this world.
Depending on who wins the election, fuck it.
Oh my god. Don't even get me started on politics.
Yeah, that's a topic for not the podcast.
That's a completely...
I can hear George.
That's actually Ruby. George does not bark anymore. Ruby just attacks him and barks nonstop, and we're like, why?
You think with his penis? Can that please be cut and then put into the beat of a DJ Shy Shitter song?
Yes. I was thinking in that same moment, we should have that as a character in the audio show.
In the audio show. Hey guys,
with his penis.
With his penis. Okay, guys, I know I've said this a while ago, but some stuff came up. COVID-19 happened, school happened, Isaac got a couple of jobs actually in a way. We do have an audio show, and it is going to come out, and it is going to be hilarious, and we hope you guys tune into it. So if you hear us talking about it, the fantastic Thigh song was actually the Thigh song came from that idea, came from the audio show. We recorded a bunch of bullshit songs, and one of them was the Thigh song. So that's the kind of nonsense that exists in this fantastic. Maybe I'm overhyping it a little bit, but we have fun with it.
Maybe we're a little biased, but
would I fucking say it's the greatest audio show of all time? Sure. No.
You're like, well, yeah.
We haven't recorded an entire episode yet, but I'm gonna say it's probably the greatest audio show of all time. No, it's gonna be very short, very like Adult Swim-ish. So quick episodes, like 5 to 10 minutes. Adult Swim show?
Yeah, like animation with that same premise.
That's the fucking dream. That was the dream with 12 hot dogs, which apparently there's like an actual game called like Hot Dogs, Hand Grenades, and Horseshoes or some shit like that. But anyways,
what?
The whole concept of our comic was, in my mind, was like, man, if we could get like an Adult Swim show, and it's the same thing with this audio show. If we could get an Adult Swim show, I would love that. That would be the dream. Adult Swim, if you're listening, I was going to give you my old Twitter, but I don't have it anymore. So I will find you on Twitter.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just, the beginning of this podcast, we said refresh.
Refresh your social media, too.
Yeah, don't just, I don't know. I mean, if you have a huge following, maybe, rebrand or something. I don't know. I've never been there, so
Yeah, same.
not to get political, but to get political. My political beliefs have like not completely changed, but like drastically changed.
That makes I've been wanting to talk to you about politics because of all the crazy shit that's going on, and we haven't really had the chance. So off podcast, we definitely got to talk about politics and it's interesting to me that your politics have changed. I'm not surprised because I went through a similar change around your age, but you're also living in like the most insane time. I mean, it's just there's so much shit going on everywhere, but especially in the United States. I'm very curious to hear how it's changed because you used to be you still are passionate about politics, but when you were baby Isaac,
BB.
you definitely had you had very strong political beliefs, and I think everyone does at that age. So I was always wondering what direction you were going to take those very strong political beliefs. I think that's good though. I think that the hardest part about politics is being willing to change and being willing to listen to the opposing side or to sides that make you uncomfortable, because it literally triggers. They did a scientific study on this. Politics, the discussion of politics, being faced with the opposition's viewpoint actually triggers your fight or flight mode in your brain. You literally think your life is in danger when someone isn't that crazy? So being open to the opposing viewpoint is really hard. It's something that took me a long time too. Now I can listen to the opposing view side unless they're like racist and they're blatantly racist. It's like clearly they're racist. It's one thing if it's like a racism that hopefully they can be educated to no longer be racist, because I think there are some people out there that don't realize they have whatever it's called, complicit biases or whatever the term is. But then there's just assholes, and I don't care about them because they don't care about anyone else.
Yeah, and like all this cancel culture stuff going on, it sucks, like
Mhm.
it's a good there's good parts to it, but at the same time it's like, well, if we're gonna call these people out, we have to give them room to grow from it. We can't just completely cut them out.
Absolutely.
Being in quarantine, we just want to see like drama. We just want to see people crash to the ground as hard as they can, and see them try to rebuild it. Like, that's sad, but it's just entertainment at the end of the day for people.
That's really sad.
But
sad
it's
that's
true.
like people's. I know it probably is. I'm not as involved in the social media influencer sphere of things. I don't get involved in that stuff. The people I follow on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and stuff are all politicians and lawmakers and activists and shit. So I don't.
Jackie's actually trying to make a change, guys.
I don't pay attention to the I don't really pay attention to the people who are famous on social media just for being famous on social media. Or like YouTubers. Like, YouTube culture is like garbage. Like, it scares me a little bit. Like, I don't ever want to get to that point. I would rather have no one listen to our podcast than have us end up getting enveloped into the YouTube culture, because it's so disgusting. It is just awful.
It is this culture of toxicity that no one can escape, even if you remain stagnant as a channel. Like, somehow you're dragged into it.
It's so crazy, and there's just so many fucking weirdos on there that gain power, and they use that power in the wrong ways because they're human, and humans have the capacity to be great or evil, and unfortunately too many choose evil.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of good channels that expose different things that need to be exposed or come to light. I've seen those people get dragged into it and then die out and never post a video again. And it's just sad because they're making videos for the greater good, but they got dragged into this whole culture, and now it's just sucked them of their soul, I guess.
Yeah, that's fucking sad. Like, it really is. It's unfortunate that's the direction we've gone as a culture. Hopefully we can fix it. I hope we can.
Whatever you believe in, whatever political, religion, whatever, there's a time and place for that, and there's also a time and a place not to be a dumbass. So
yes, exactly.
You could just respect people.
What does Olive Garden have? Hey, make an order for me too. What's something good from Olive Garden? Okay, that too. Yeah, okay. No, I don't like is that Gucci soup?
Gucci.
Titty with Gucci soup.
Titty with the Gucci on it.
That's not gonna make. Song. Yes.
What is happening?
I honestly didn't know you were still even in Beach City Crows because you just sort of like dipped.
I was just like, bye.
Do we have anything else to say for this episode? We're back. We're back. We're gonna do a
We're
memorial
back.
episode once everything is settled this week. We're gonna do a memorial episode. We were gonna do it today, but we got way off topic and talked about art and politics.
Yeah.
But we're here. We're back for a little bit. Maybe we'll be back for good. I don't know. We love you guys though. We hope you're staying safe. Wearing a mask, social distancing, all that fun shit. And my name is Jackie.
My name is Isaac.
And y'all been listening to the Beach City Crows.
And always remember, always don't forget to suck the brains right out of them.
You suck the brains right out of them. We go down to Mississippi, we suck the brains right out of them.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
What's up?
Not a lot, actually. I'm supposed to be babysitting, but I decided not to because I didn't want to. But
Correct choice. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
fine.
All right, so you got 10 minutes. You want to talk about Haikyuu? Let's talk about your favorite Haikyuu moments. You can do a top 5 list. You can do a top 10 list. You can just talk about your favorite characters, whatever. We're here to talk about Haikyuu and love it. So the floor is yours.
Let's see what is going. Tsukishima is probably going to be my favorite character permanently, just because that one block in season 3. Because I mean, that was pretty badass. I haven't had my true moment like that yet, but once I have, I'm sure it'll be really addicting to get those feelings.
You haven't had your moment where you fell in love with volleyball?
I mean, I'm in love with volleyball, but it's not like I've had days where I just skip out because I didn't feel like it. So I haven't reached the whole epitome of it. I think that's the right word.
Yeah, totally. You just gotta have that moment, that total badass moment like Tsukishima had in season 3. And then you're gonna be set for life, no more skipping, 100% in.
Yeah.
So would you say so Tsukishima is your favorite character? We've established that, so for obviously podcast listeners, you don't know this yet, but Tsukishima is your favorite character. Is that your favorite Tsukishima moment?
That's a really good question, actually. Probably. I don't remember a lot. I haven't watched in a couple months, actually. Aside from Venus' birthday, I read some. But I really haven't watched a lot lately.
Yeah, me and Isaac were talking. We were in the same boat as we jumped into the channel. We were like, when was the last time we actually sat down and watched Haikyuu? It's been a while. Especially with the whole hiatus in season 4, it's made it kind of hard.
Yeah, it sucks that everything had to be postponed and stuff, but,
Yeah, it is what it is. Better to keep people safe at the end of the day. I'd rather have the animators still alive so they can keep animating than have them get sick.
Yeah, how many seasons of Haikyuu do you think there'll be?
Oh, that's a good question. There's not really a whole... Well, I guess there's the entire Nationals arc left, so... Depends on how they kind of do that. I'm gonna guess 6 or 7 seasons. If they, assuming that they actually animate the entire manga, because I don't know if they will. They should, obviously.
If they don't, I'm gonna riot and just do a little claymation myself.
But they kind of already skipped out on animating some stuff, like the Tokyo arc. That OVA was really, really disappointing. They cut out a lot of stuff from what was in the manga. But at least with season 4, it's been actually closer to the manga in a lot of ways. I know a lot of people didn't really like the art, but the art was a lot closer to Furudate's style.
I kind of got used to the art. At first I wasn't, like most people, I wasn't a big fan of it, but then I realized it was pretty cool once I started to actually get into the manga and stuff. So I was definitely kind of wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, it definitely is an acquired taste for when it comes to art. It's not really traditional. Although the animation itself did suffer, you can tell that they switched animation studios. There's a lot more ugly frames and a lot of kind of almost laggy animation, which is unfortunate. But it wasn't. What we've seen so far of season 4 hasn't been bad.
Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, if you hear my siblings in the background, they're fighting over Little Big Planet, the video game. So that's what they're up to at the moment.
If you hear dogs barking in the background, that's my dogs. I'm actually petting Yachi right now because she is hearing me talk and decided that it was time for me to pet her, which is a common occurrence when I'm trying to record a podcast.
That sucks. How old's your dog?
She is 3. And then my other dog is... Bolin, how old are you? 10? 10,
wow.
Yes. 10 or 11.
Yeah, we have 2 dogs and 1 cat. There's Opal, she's 2. Rocky, he's 1. And then our cat is like 4 or 5 years old. I don't know.
They're all babies.
I know they are. They're awesome. Well, I mean, I don't like the dogs. The dogs are annoying, but I like the cat.
Fair enough. I'm not a cat person, I'm a dog person, so grew up with dogs, didn't grow up with cats. Cats couldn't live where I grew up. There's coyotes and cougars and stuff, so they would be dead meat in a couple of days, so. But, alright, so Tsukishima's your favorite character. You're a shipper, right?
Yes. A little bit. I don't do a lot of it, but like, I kind of ship.
Kind of ship? You totally ship Tsukishima and Tadashi, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's practically canon. I mean...
It really is. Come on, at this point, how could that not have just been... the manga should have ended with them getting married. That's what should have happened. End of discussion.
Oh my god. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
That would have been awesome. Okay, so we talked about favorite character. What about least favorite character?
Wow, it's actually something I have to think about. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at what my siblings are saying. Probably Atsumu, just because... I think I said it right? Yoo-hoo. Probably him just because he's kind of a snarky ass bitch.
And not in a fun way. In a, like a not fun way.
Yeah, which is really disappointing. So, there's him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm probably on the same boat with you on that one for sure. Although my opinion kind of changed a little bit with the time skip and stuff, but I would say that if we're talking nationals, really have never wanted to punch a character in Haikyuu as much as I did at that moment, so.
That's pretty not terrific.
Okay, so that's your least favorite character. What moment in Haikyuu was the most disappointing for you?
Oh my god. Oh, I got 2 minutes left. I'll have to... That's good. Why is that such a good question? Most disappointing moment.
There's not really a lot of disappointing moments in Haikyuu. It's pretty well-rounded, so...
Yeah. I think the saddest moment in Haikyuu was probably when Krasno lost to Seijo in the first season. That one definitely made me cry. Like, that was just too much to bear.
Absolutely. Yeah, that for me was a moment that kind of sealed the deal, that I knew I was watching something great, because I had this emotional reaction to it when I didn't realize, I think, that I was emotionally attached to the characters and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Alright, you have like 30 seconds before you have to go, apparently, so anything you want to say, this is your chance to say it right now.
Haikyuu is pretty badass, I have to say that. Please do watch it if you haven't watched it yet, I guess. I mean, why are you listening to podcasts if you haven't watched it? There's that. Go back and watch whatever Isaac said in that one episode. Yeah, sorry, I have nothing to say.
That's fine. We normally don't either, so it's perfect. All right, well then if you got nothing left to say, unless you still have time. I don't know how much time you have, so I don't want to overrun your time.
I got like 30 seconds left, I think.
Okay, then I suppose we're done. Thank you so much for joining us. We will have this episode out, I don't know when, sometime soon. Anyways, yep, so have a good night.
All right, bye.
Bye.